Okay, so today we're going to talk about inversions. So we're going here the G major inversions with our right hand. All right, you remember what this looked like in C. It's exactly the same in G. We're just going to take this chord and we're going to flip it upside down, all the way up. So we're going to have our first inversion. G, B, D is our root position, correct? So then B, D, and G is our first inversion. And we take that B up, and it's D, G, and B for our second inversion. All right, let's run to the piano because it's much easier to see there.
Okay, so let's talk about the inversions on the keyboard itself. So let's go to our G here, talking about our G. So we have G, B, and D in our first position. So now for our first inversion, remember we take the G up to here. And so the bottom note is now the B, B, D, and G. And then if we go to the second inversion, we take that B up to the top and we have D, G, and B. So remember the way that it looked with C? There was our root position chord, and then our first inversion, and then the second inversion. So it's the same thing. So see, I just went a little bit lower this time with my G chord. So there's the G chord in root position. And there's the first inversion. And there's the second inversion. All right, so let's move up to the music here. And I want to talk to you about something. So remember how we were saying before that the C is right here in the middle of the staff. It's right here in between. So it's one note below this staff, the treble clef staff, and it's one note above this staff, which is the bass clef staff. All right, so C, middle C runs right through here. So notice here, this G is directly below middle C. It's going to be 4 notes below middle C. So this is what it's going to look like here on the piano. There's our middle C, and here is our G. So this is where we are going to position our hand. All right, so find your middle C, and for this exercise, we're going to use our G here. All right, so we start on that first line, and we're just playing in root position. All right, then we're moving to the first inversion, the second position. So we've taken the G from here and we've put it on top now. So now we have B, D, and G. All right? So here we go. B, D, G, D, B, D, G, D, B, D, G, D, B. All right? Now the next position is here. The D, G, B, G, D, G, B, G, D, G, B, G, D. Okay, so now let's go up here to this third line, and you'll notice that this first measure has the root position G, B, D. The second measure has the B, D, G, which is our first inversion. And the third measure has the D, G, and B, which is our second inversion. So we're climbing up the same way that we did with our C, E, G chord. All right, so let's go back to the piano. Here we go. We're going to do G, B, D, and then back to the B, and then B, D, G, D, and back to the D, D, G, B, G, G. All right, see that? So we're climbing up. G, B, D, B, B, D, G, D, D, G, B, G, G. So what we're doing when we're doing this is we're just using the G, B, and D notes, but we're playing them a little bit differently. All right, so then we go to the fourth line and we have the G, D, B, D, and the D, B, G, B, D, and this is where we stretch out to that octave, just like we did with our C. All right, so here we go. We're going to start on that G, G, D, B, Now look at what I'm doing with my hand. I'm keeping my hand stretched out. So I'm starting on that 5th, and I'm using my 3rd and my 2nd fingers, and then I'm going to stay right here. D, B, and then I'm going to take my thumb down to this G, and then B, D, G, D, B, G. So I'm using my 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 5th fingers. See how that makes a really nice and smooth transition? Now you could use your 4th finger here. It's going to stretch things out a little bit more than I would like. But if that's more comfortable to you, you can do that. Absolutely. Remember, I'm not as concerned about the fingerings as I am the notes. All right, so practice each one of these lines separately to start with. So you have your root position on this line, the 1st inversion on this line, the 2nd inversion on this line. Then this line combines all 3 of the different positions for the GBD chord. And then this line is going to stretch it out to the octave. All right, have fun working these lines, and I'll meet you back here to play this whole exercise together.